It's a well-known fact among comic collectors and comic book fans that the 1990s sucked. It was the dark period. Marvel went bankrupt. There were too many variants, too many shiny covers with not enough story in between. We had the speculator market crash. As a matter of fact, it's so easy to focus on what was bad about the 90s that we kind of lose sight that there were a lot of good in the 90s as well. Hey, True Believer, Zenglantine here, and this is 10 reasons comic books were better in the 1990s. Number 10. Green Lantern Mosaic is brought to us in crazed Technicolor by Gerard Jones, Cully Hamner, and Brian Stelfreeze. Now, the book is basically I'm going to say crazed again, Crazed Guardian has put together a planet basically made of different cities from different worlds, and the citizens are not happy about it. And here we have Jon Stewart trying to keep it all together, and it deals with racism, all sorts of social issues, that kind of stuff. It is well written, very intelligently written, and weird as hell. Here is a giant Sinestro head sticking out his tongue and grabbing onto Jon Stewart's leg. That's how weird this book gets. It's completely awesome, and I highly recommend it. Number 9. Peter David's run on X Factor. Peter David put together such an eclectic team of D-listers and C-listers from the X-Men. Polaris, Havoc, we had Majorox, Wolvesbane, Strong Guy. Who's Strong Guy? But he managed to put them together, and it just melded. You wanted to follow this team. In issue number 87, in one psychiatric session, he broke down all sorts of comic book tropes, and he continued to do that. And this was the best X-Men series at that time, and that's at the X-Men's peak. Number 8. Alan Moore's From Hell. I know you probably saw the movie and didn't read the book, and you're like, well, you know, it's kind of iffy. Let me tell you, just the fact that that movie got made from this source material is amazing. And it didn't do too bad of a job, but it isn't From Hell. It's not the book. This takes the word graphic novel and runs with it. First of all, it's 500 pages. It's over 500 pages, as a matter of fact. And these are dialogue-heavy pages as well. This takes all sorts of the conspiracy theories and puts it together in such an incredible story, an incredibly graphic one as well, considering graphic novel. This is not an easy book to read, but if you can put yourself through it, it is so rewarding and highly recommend it. I wouldn't go so far as to say this is Alan Moore at his best, but it may be Alan Moore at his most epic. Number 7. I am a huge fan of Wally West's tenure as the Flash, but the run that was above all else was Mark Waid's. I know right now he's like this kind of loon who's lost his mind and he can't write for anything, but back in the day, he brought in so many elements to the Flash that we know and love right now. He created Impulse. He brought in the Speed Force, Linda Park. It was so cool. I loved this version. I waited for this book to come out. That's how good it was. And man, I wish it was that good again. Number 6. Batman, The Long Halloween by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sales. This could be a companion to Batman Year One. Read it right after. It fits. It really does. And this is what comic book readers think of Batman. He's the Dark Knight detective in this for once. And it deals around a series of murders that have to do with certain dates. Who could it be? If you're a Batman fan, you already knew who it was. But still, it gave you a great story. And it did make the Calendar Man formidable, as well as just bringing us a great Two-Face story. And is it me, or can you only get great Two-Face stories in the comic books? Well, okay, no, Batman the Animated Series. But honestly, this is just a fantastic story. Some people thought it ran long, and I can understand that. I didn't. I thought this book was amazing and definitely deserves the attention and the accolades that it gets. Number 5. The Death and Return of Superman, and this includes the death, the funeral, the reign, and the return. It is an amazing story to me when put all together. In its separate parts, in its individual parts, it does fall a little short, but it's like the Lord of the Rings of Superman stories. You have to read all 3 in order to get the incredible story that's there. I loved this. I love the funeral a bit more than I do the death of Superman. And I like the reign. As a matter of fact, there's another part, but it's not official. Dude, This was the story that captured the world. We know the story behind it. Lois and Clark stole the wedding idea, so they had to figure out something, and someone just said, just kill him, and history was made. Number 4. Grant Morrison's run on the JLA is superhero perfection. This is 1 through 41, and to tell you the truth, I like the entire series, 1 through 127, and that may pop up in the 2000s, maybe some stories and all that, or more in the 1990s. But his 1 through 41, amazing stories. This is the beginning of Superman, Batman. Not the team up, but the fact that Batman can do anything. Given preparation time was the saying. Man, there's so many great stories in this. Everybody gets a chance to shine. It is just what you want from a Justice League. He made Justice League big again. Also, he brought writing for the trades, but I guess nobody's perfect. Number 3, Marvels by Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross. For some, this is their introduction to Alex Ross's art. It was amazing. I read Terminator Burning Earth and thought he was really good as far as that was concerned. This is an incredible story. And it basically goes through different ages of the Marvel Universe. The introduction to Marvels with the Golden Age. Then, of course, you have the rise of the Marvels in the Silver Age. The fall of the Marvels. And then, of course, the more personal death of Gwen Stacy storyline. All told through a photographer's lens. All told through basically the common man. And that's what really gives us the emotional hook, is we are seeing these superheroes through the eyes of basically the powerful through the eyes of the powerless. And it's just so intense. This is one that will just drag you right on through the mud and take you to places that only comic books can. Number 2, The Spectre by John Ostrander and Tim Mandrake. Now, they paired up for a lot of really good books, and in this one, to me, it was just this really proved they are a match made in comic book heaven. And one of the best things about this is John Ostrander studied theology, so he really steered into the wrath of God stuff. And you had that kind of mythos, if you pardon the expression, all throughout the entire series. Truly amazing origin story. I liked it all the way through the end of the run, and I really hated the fact that it ended, because it was the entire series that was excellent. Highly recommend this. Search this thing out. I know some of it's been put on trade paperback. I don't think all of it, but damn, if you can find it, it is gold. And the number 1 reason comic books were better in the 90s is The Sandman. Yes, I am cheating a little bit because it started in 1989. However, the bulk of it's in the 1990s. It's my list. Deal with it. This is such a great series. Every story from Preludes, Nocturnes, all the way to The Wake is amazing. Yes, there are some that are better than others, but there are no bad ones. Here's a little bit of evidence as to how good this story is. So we did a live stream on Comics Division's channel. Go on over, check it out, subscribe if you haven't done it already, and definitely watch his videos. But I am a talkative person. And if I'm on a live stream, sometimes I just blah, 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 to the point where it's like, Jesus, will you just shut up? In this case, I opened the comic, so I had something to do notes off of. And instead of being a part of the live stream, I ended up reading the story all over again. It is so amazing, this series. It's imaginative. The art is just perfect for it. It's a great marriage of art and story here. And it is so deserving of its reputation. If you haven't checked it out yet, you owe it to yourself to get this series. There you go, true believers. 10 reasons that comic books in the 1990s were better than they are today. Notice I said 10 reasons, not top 10, because there are so many more to put on this list. You know what they are, so by all means, let me know what you think I left off in the comment section below, as well as what do you think I was crazy to put on the list in the first place. That would be awesome too. I just, hey, need the interaction. Sometimes these videos, they don't get the views, and the way I know you guys want more is just your words. That's the simple fact of it. If you do like the videos, by all means, please click on one of the cards that are popping up here to tell you, hey, here's a video just like it. It would be awesome. And don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell because that's what YouTube cares about. And don't forget to go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi and help out the channel as well. Thank everybody who has already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.